In this lesson, we'll create a sketch of our cartoon duck character. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to be creating a cartoon duck character that could be used for a cutout style animation. We're going to start out with a sketch, and then as we move forward, we're going to add line work and eventually color, and along the way we're going to be talking about how we can break this character into pieces so that all these individual pieces can be moved in animated, again in a cutout styled fashion. Now I do want to mention here at the beginning of this course that we're working in Toon Boom Harmony. And so if you're using Animate or Animate Pro, the project files that accompany this course will not open in either one of those applications. However, you can easily follow along because everything we're going to be doing is very much applicable and doable in either one of those applications. And if there's any differences between Harmony and those two applications as far as the interface goes, I'll be sure to bring that to your attention as well. Okay, so really quick, let's go ahead and come up here to Edit at the top of the interface and go to Preferences, alright? And let's go ahead and drag this dialog box down so you can see it. You'll notice up here where it says Shortcuts, these are for our keyboard shortcut preferences. And right now it's set to Toon Boom Harmony. If you're used to using Flash or After Effects and you kind of want to have those similar keyboard shortcuts, you can click right here and select Adobe Flash. So I'm actually going to go ahead and choose that and click OK. Okay, great. The next thing I'd like to do is go ahead and duplicate this blue swatch over here in my color view, just hitting this plus sign right here. And let's go ahead and call this swatch, let's go ahead and call it Sketch. And so we're going to basically prepare this swatch to where we can kind of sketch with it, rather than drawing with a completely solid color. So I'm just double clicking on that. Brings up our color picker, and I'm just going to go ahead and slide this alpha slider probably down to around 70 or so, okay? So basically kind of reducing the opacity, and we can kind of see that reflected there on that swatch. And then one more thing, let's go ahead and come up to Windows, okay? And then we're going to go down to Toolbars, and we want to go ahead and make sure that we have Drawing View already checked, okay? And that's basically going to give you this toolbar right here. So in case it's not there, that's how to bring it up, all right? And so we're going to be using this toolbar as we move forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about sketching our cartoon character. I'm going to go ahead and just start with the head, working here in our drawing view. And just kind of start working with a kind of a simple shape for the head, just a circle, right? So as I sketch out this character, I'm already thinking about the different pieces that will make up this character and how I'm going to basically break up those pieces, all right? So I'm already kind of thinking about the head here. That's going to be one piece. And then the body, I'm going to probably sketch another circle here for the body and then kind of start to connect that. So we kind of have this pear shape, kind of almost teardrop shape for the body. So that'll be one piece of the body right there. And then let's go ahead and just kind of come down and think about the legs while we're at it. So probably have our knees right about there. So I'm just kind of keeping this pretty simple starting out. We're not worried about it looking super pretty just yet. We're just kind of trying to rough it in. It's just a sketch. And then we'll go ahead and give him some little duck feet. Something kind of like that. Okay. And then we'll come down here with the other leg as well. And then give him a little duck foot right there. Okay. And so these legs will be basically broken up into three separate pieces. Once we get into adding line work, we'll have the upper leg, the lower leg, and the foot. Three separate pieces that will be connected together and then connected to the body. And then likewise for the opposite leg. And so we can approach the arms the same way. So we're going to have the upper arm, which I'll have as one piece, being the sleeve and the arm itself, the upper arm. And then we'll go ahead and have the forearm as another piece by itself. And then connected to that will be the hand. So our hand might look something like this. Okay, great. So again, we're thinking of these as separate pieces that can be used and eventually moved around and animated for kind of a cutout styled animation. So basically the same thing you can think of for the other side of the other arm. Let's actually go ahead and give him a t-shirt while we're at it. That'll all still be part of that one body piece, okay? And then we'll have the other hand kind of over here, still connected to the body, but on the other side, on the back side of the body. And so thinking about this is very important, especially later on when we get to coming over here in our layer section and kind of setting up a hierarchy system and parenting these different pieces together. Let's go ahead and kind of come back up here and work on our head of our duck character. Go ahead and kind of finish out this circle here. So we'll kind of give him some little bit of kind of feathery cheeks, if you will, something kind of like that. And then of course he's going to have a beak. So we'll have that kind of come out there. Something kind of like that. And we'll just kind of bring that lower part of the beak around. We may want to go ahead and kind of extend that head upward just a little bit. Again, we're just keeping this all very loose. And we'll go ahead and give him some eyes as well. And so now that we're working back on the head here, we're thinking about different pieces that will be basically attached to the head, just like we have these arms and legs attached to the body. So the beak is going to be separate, as well as this cheek area with the kind of little feathers coming off of them. That'll be all one piece underneath the beak, right? We'll have the eyes separate, as well as the eyebrows. And then, of course, we'll have that initial head piece that we drew, that circle, which will kind of have these little tufts of hair coming off of it, and that'll be one piece as well. Okay? So as we move forward, we're going to start breaking this down into separate pieces. We're going to basically draw the line work for the head on a separate layer, and then on separate layers we'll draw the line work for the beak, the eyes, that feathery kind of cheek area, and even the eyebrows. We're going to do this basically for all the different parts of the body, putting them on different layers here in the layers section of our timeline view down here at the bottom of the interface. Now, this isn't the only way to break up a character. Some people are more comfortable with basically putting their line work over their entire sketch and coloring it and then cutting it apart. But this is just one approach that you might find effective as we move forward. It might allow you to kind of better visualize how this character can be broken up and the individual parts can be moved. And so we're going to be focusing on breaking these into individual pieces, and then how these pieces fit together, how we can design the joints to fit together, and study how we can move them, all right? So in between lessons, I'm basically just going to go ahead and kind of continue to work on my sketch here, just kind of continuing to refine the overall shapes and forms of just the different attributes of his body. So you may want to go ahead and do that in between lessons as well, or if you're working on your own character, just do more than one sketch. Kind of get warmed up. Don't settle just on your initial sketch. Okay, so in our next lesson, we're going to start with the head, and we're going to begin using one of our available drawing tools over here in the toolbar to the screen left, and we're going to start with the pencil tool. Okay, so stick around, and we'll go ahead and see you in the next lesson.